news coming in from, in fact, Japan. Now, the Japan has said, China, Russia flew jets nearby as the Quad meeting was underway. Remember, there are certain islands which are a point of contention between China and Japan. Now Japan says that China had, in fact, fly past. There were Chinese jets, Air Force jets, which flew past while the meeting was still on. Madhav, this is a sensational claim. It very clearly would be categorized as a provocation and a show of strength as far as China is concerned. Brazen. Okay, I think, Madhav, can I request you to unmute your audio? We are not getting your audio right now. Let's try and fix that audio, and we'll try and go back to Madhav. But this is the latest which is coming in right now. Chinese jets flew while the Quad meeting was, in fact, going on. At this moment, ladies and gentlemen, this is the latest coming in. We'll try and go back to Madhav to get in a word from him. He is, in fact, covering the Quad conference in Tokyo. Madhav, if you can hear me, now this is a brazen show of strength as far as China is concerned.
Well, absolutely. It is a brazen show of strength, and certainly what is very significant is that all of this happening while the Quad summit is on. A very serious allegation coming in from Japan, as you rightly mentioned. And what is very important is that all of this is being seen as a response. Remember, not only is Russia's war in Ukraine being roundly condemned by all. What is being said is that China's role, and in fact not just the maritime role of China and the illegal activities that have been frowned upon in the joint statement of the Quad leaders, but on a number of aspects of telecom, etc. There are several aspects in which the Quad leaders have reaffirmed their commitment to jointly take on China. And in such a situation, really, the larger question is whether this was a deliberate ploy. Now, there has been an explanation that has been put out by the mouthpiece of the Chinese government, that is the Global Times. They have tried to pass this off as a routine exercise, but several world media have come out and reported that yes, in the northeastern part of Asia is where, in fact, they had seen these exercises being carried out, and also at the same time it is not just China but Russia jointly with China carrying out these military exercises by sending out fighter jets. So this raises some very serious questions. Mention of Russia, mention of China in the Quad statement, and both of these countries in joint exercises trying to send out a message by conducting those exercises in a geographical location which is not physically very far from Japan. So clearly, of course, we are looking at a lot of saber rattling on part of China and Russia at this point of time, even as the Quad is underway.
Madhav, stay on with me. Let me also bring in consulting editor, Defense and Strategic Affairs, Maruf Raza, who is joining us at this moment. Maruf, you know, at this moment, during the Quad meeting, we heard how Russia, Australia, Japan, India all came together, especially America, and said that they would not in any way let any other transgression of the sort that we have seen with Russia and Ukraine take place. At that moment, on the same day, what do you make of these Chinese jets flying close to the location where the Quad meeting was taking place?
See, China has been known in the past also to show that it is willing to undertake aggressive military activity as part of its messaging. You might remember some months ago, China very aggressive military activity around Taiwan with its various air fleets and naval fleets going and trying to convey to Taiwan that we are ready to take over Taiwan militarily. But I don't think China, in its good senses, would do something like that, because one thing Ukraine has proved, that the international community can gather together and stop a big military power like Russia from taking over Ukraine. And by many accounts, Russia is militarily more powerful than China is. So if Russia could not do it in Ukraine, I don't think China can hope to achieve its ambitions right now against Taiwan. But what Russia and China have done is basically tie themselves up in knot and paint themselves in a corner.
Right.
In which it is now very, very clear that both countries are now ganged up against US-led groups and alliances. And clearly this is not going to go on well with Quad members and those others who are attending the meetings in Japan.
Okay.
This should strengthen their resolve and add to the fact that there should be an element mentioned in the joint statement that this arrangement of Quad is also an arrangement that carries with it a military maritime dimension.
Right.
And it cannot be pushed under the carpet anymore under the pretext that we don't want to offend Chinese sentiments.
Right. Maruf,
More,
I also wanted to understand from you, does this put, India, vis-a-vis the whole situation, the kind of balanced approach that we have been trying to take in case of Russia, Ukraine, when China, in fact, comes with such risky maneuvers, does it put India's position does it stretches India's position, because all the Western countries, including the United States, have been hoping and wanting India to take a more aggressive stance as far as Russia is concerned?
See, whether India takes a more aggressive stance in this particular meeting or not is something that will evolve over a period of time. But a couple of things are very clear. India's arrangements with Russia go far beyond being part of an American-led grouping which is anti-Russia post the Ukraine invasion, because India's strategic interests with Russia are about defense arrangements and military platforms that India continues to import from Russia, like the S-400 air defense systems. India's arrangements are about oil deals and importing oil from Russia, though the amount, as the foreign minister rightly put, what we take from Russia in a month, Europe consumes in less than a day. But that apart, we are and will continue to import oil and gas from Russia through a variety of means. And also, there is the need to understand that India's arrangements with Russia go beyond just tangible benefits that you see in terms of defense deals and oil deals.
Yes.
There is a strategic partnership that in historic terms goes back at least 50 years since the 1971 war, if not more. And Russia has always stood by us. So it is not an either-or solution for us. That
Okay.
if you are with the Russians, then you're against the Americans. Or if you're with the Americans, Japanese, and Australians now, you're anti-Russia. We have a problem with China. And China is certainly not viewed by New Delhi in the same prism as we view Russia.
Right.
And China's aggressive intent vis-a-vis India is very clear to all of us, not just from April 2020 when they intruded in Ladakh, but
Okay.
recent...
Maruf, thanks.